One of the most anticipated and graphically beautiful games just got released, and every creator has talked about it and done a review, and the reviews are going viral, and that development company just shut down. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've seen the day before all over the gaming news channels. But in case you don't know, here's a quick overview. Back in 2021, a barely known indie developer announced that they were going to be releasing a brand new game on the then new Unreal Engine 5. The developers of Fantastic promised that this game was going to be an MMO that would be a mix between Escape from Tarkov, Division, and Left 4 Dead. The thing is that people who took more than 2 seconds to look at this footage noticed that it looked a little bit weird. The gameplay was way too smooth and almost perfect, so people suspected that it was probably fake. There were also various delays on the release date of the game, and it kept getting pushed back. Now you're probably thinking that delays and pre-rendered cutscenes is pretty common for the gaming industry. But this was a little bit different, because while all this was happening, the two brothers who run Fantastic, yes, it was only 2 developers, were actually releasing other shovelware garbage games all along. And to top it all off, they had to announce that they were going to be delaying the game for an unknown amount of time. And the reason for this delay was because even though they had already announced everything and put out propaganda and really been pushing this game's release, they didn't bother to check if they could get the rights to the title of the game. But don't you worry, because the people who actually owned the rights to the name of the game let Fantastic know that they had the rights and Fantastic didn't. And it wasn't even a game developer. No, it was actually a calendar app that was made in Korea. Because these professional developers who were going to make the greatest game of all time couldn't be bothered to Google for 5 minutes to find out if they could even purchase the rights to the name. Obviously, everybody considered that this game was probably a scam. So you can imagine how surprised we all were when the game was actually released. And everybody's suspicions seemed to be proven right, because this game has been a hot pile of garbage, and all the reviewers basically agree. The game has been reviewed as being empty, boring, broken, and one of the laziest extraction shooters ever. There are reviewers out there who are even saying they're actually asking for a refund, something that they never do even if the game is terrible. The concurrent player count has dropped 90% in about 4 days, something that's pretty much unheard of. And if that doesn't prove to you that it was a scam, just today, the devs announced that they're shutting down Fantastic completely. It looks like the devs who got really upset that they were being accused of scamming people turned out to be running what looks like a scam. And when they started to have issues with refunds, they decided to just shut down the company so they could keep whatever money they did get. But you know how the saying goes, if it looks like a zombie and it smells like a zombie, it's probably a shovelware indie developer who's giving real indie developers a really bad name.